This is Shanda from Emma's Quilting Studio. Today I wanted to talk to you about color. A lot of times I get asked lots of questions about color. Color in quilting is obviously so important. As any medium, um, color is everything. With quilting, you have not only color that we're going to talk about today, but we're also going to incorporate color, scale, and texture. This one is huge scale print. Obviously, if I was to look at this on the bolt, it would scare me because it's so loud and kind of obnoxious, maybe is the word, because I'm such a small scale quilter. This is very, very loud to me. Whereas if you tone it down, and I'm not even sure these are companion prints from the same maker, line, or designer, but when you tone it down with this black, obviously it looks a lot better. Large scale to small scale, it looks a lot better. And actually, if there's a piece of fabric that you just absolutely hate, you'd be amazed at how much you love it better when you cut it into a very, let me do this way, a very small piece. It just makes all the difference in the world. But small scale, this almost could read as a solid, what we would call reading as a solid. Where this is just very loud. And I say some fabrics read as a solid, even though these are printed somewhat, they all pretty much read as a solid. When you stand back and you look at all of these pretty much read as what we call a solid. And even though they're prints, you could put them with any color that's the same tone in a print. When I worked at the quilt store, if somebody came to me and said, I just love this bolt of fabric, I've got to make a quilt out of it, what can I put with it? I would either look at the motifs that are in that pattern, that bolt of fabric, or I would look at the colors and I would pull out colors. Now that does not mean to say you can't put a print with a print. They would bring me the most beautiful print, plaid, flower, whatever, floral. You can still put prints with prints, as in this case. This is a piece I just bought when I was in Boise about a month ago, and I came home and put this. It will read as a solid, but it's really dots. It's polka dots, and polka dots are pretty much, what's the word I want? Basic, bland. You can put them with anything, but they're two prints, so they will go together because there's a little bit of that green in this fabric right here. I'm going to be making this quilt called Aviator. It's a fat quarter quilt. It's airplanes. It looks like it'd be darling for a little boy's room, or even for a man that's wanting a lap quilt or something. Here are my patterns. Each one of these, though, if you were to put it in a quilt all by itself or something, it's kind of ghastly. But if you put reds, blues, browns all together, they will go. And these are my, see if I can get everything up here together, are going to be my neutrals. So together, these are going to make this aviator quilt that I think will be stunning. If you look through a reflective viewfinder that they sell in quilt stores or at Joann Fabrics, none of these really would stand out from the other. Looks like a little kaleidoscope. And if you put it towards your eye and you look at a quilt from a distance, it will tell you if a certain print or scale or color or block just screams that it doesn't belong. Two other ways I can think of that I use to decide what color I'm going to use is look at nature. What is out in nature? What does nature put together? If you look at flowers, lots of purples and yellows together, oranges and browns, oranges and yellows. There's a lot of ways you can look at nature, or look at something out your window, on a mountain, at the beach, wherever, and you can see how nature puts colors together. The last way that you could use to determine color and which colors go with what is a color wheel, an old-fashioned color wheel. And we all know from elementary school that the main colors are red, green, and blue. Just invest in a color wheel. And these are my knitted project bags. This one is mine, and it has some yarn in it right now. But these bags are for knitting projects, and I love this one with the birds, and then down here are some deer. There's some hiking boots. On the back we have a nest and a butterfly over here and some botanicals. But it's made to look kind of like a journal, and since I keep a journal, I love this little notebook ring kind of running down there. I just loved this fabric, and I've had it for a while, and I wanted to do something fun. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a good one. I have much to be thankful for. Just much to be thankful for. And I will talk to you.